All right, we are back and recording. Unfortunately, the last match we had there,
Yeah,
we
that is
didn't have that
unfortunate.
recording. That's all right. So right now we got Rich Minichello Jr. and Ryan Stevens. This is going to be a 10-6 race. Rich is going to 10, and Ryan Stevens is going to 6. This is going to be a tight one. They're both very competitive at their skill level. So this is going to be a very nice match. I can't wait to see this happen. They're both very.
Now this is a one-loss side match?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so
The loser of this match is going home. He's going home.
it's unfortunate that people have to get knocked out. You know,
Yeah.
we're having a good time
Hey,
here.
you know what? We're having a good time, but hey, things happen. Things happen. It's part of life, Ray. It's the circle of life and the circle of pool.
Yeah.
And I missed my opportunity there, but that's all right. No big deal. No big deal at all. So here we go. Rich Minichello Jr. coming up with the first break. Now, for those of you not familiar with Richie's game, he is a lefty, but if you didn't actually look at what hand he was shooting with, you'd think he was a righty. He's very deliberate, and I think he's one of the most dangerous amateur players there is, to be honest. When things are mentally okay with him, when he's in the right frame of mind, I mean, he's close to unbeatable in my opinion. He's very, very tough.
Yeah, I don't get to see him play that often, and I don't know how much he's playing. Well, obviously, the same break spot is as Mikey was doing. He had the exact same break spot.
And he managed to get a little tickle from the 4-9 there and make the 4-ball in the bottom corner. And he's got a pretty open table here. I'll tell you, if he's even 85% Rich right now, this table's toast. It's looking pretty open there.
Yep, and he's probably going to look to get his cue ball. Well, he's looking to get it down on the rail, get it close to the rail, so he can maybe two rail off the two. Shoot the 2 ball and come 2 rails with his cue to the 3.
So he's going to try to come right back against the rail where he's shooting from.
Yeah, that's the way he's looking there.
Good call, Ray. Good call.
Two rail it, coming close to the 5, but above the 5. He brought the 7 into play the way he got on that 3-ball. Gonna have to maybe draw a little bit more than he wanted to.
All right, I got to tend to something real quick. Excuse me.
But even still, he's gonna have to just missing that 7-ball. Little steeper angle than he wanted here. Draw the cue ball. It's going to go straight across to the other side rail and bounce out. Probably looking for about 1 foot, maybe 1 diamond off that side rail. He should be fine. Here we go. We see Ryan. maybe a hair straighter than he wanted on that 7 ball. He's going to be leaving his cue ball close to the rail. Oh, that was a very good shot.
All right, and I am back with you guys.
Hey, Ryan wins the first game.
Ryan Stevens coming down with it, huh? I'll tell you, he's another player that, you know, he came in at that level and he just kept climbing and working, and he's just very impressive. Very impressive.
Some of the other action in the room. Seems like every time I put this camera view on, Clyde's at table 2. And some of these I had 5-1. I'm guessing because of the amount of times I've seen Clyde at the table, it might be him. I'm not sure though. I'll try to get definite word on that. Would you happen to know, Mike, who's ahead on table 2?
What was the question?
Who's ahead on table 2?
I do not know.
Because every time I put this camera view on, it seems to be Clyde at the table, so that's why I was
just... That's a good indication that he might be doing the right thing, or he might be just running to the 6 and then that's it.
Ryan's going to break, open bridge break.
So yeah, just want to mention again, yeah, Ryan Stevens has been really just doing all the right things and doing what you're supposed to do as a player. And you know, I'm very very proud of him. You know, when you see the players start at a certain point and you see the progression, it's awesome to see it come to fruition when they actually put in the work.
Right. And like I said, he started in the draft league as a 4, and then he went to a 5, and now he's a 6. I told him in another session. That's what I said to him. I said, watch out.
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny with a lot of league players, they get disappointed when they move up, which
I mean,
kind of I don't understand that.
I can actually shed some light on that, and here's the bottom line: it's the APA's fault.
In a way, you're right.
I mean, that's it. You know, you get penalized for playing good, and that's really not how pool is supposed to be. It's supposed to be you move up and you're like, all right, I did it. I made the next step up. Let's go. It's not.
Do you feel like you're getting penalized for it?
Most in that league, yes, most definitely. That is absolutely the case, and I can explain that. So, for example, you get on a team. Most men come in as a 4 unless they alert them that they're a higher skill set. The lowest you can come in as a male player is a 4. You come in as a 4. They just for example, if you go in the 9 ball or 8 ball, 8 ball, the highest you can go is a 7. 9 ball, the highest you can go is a 9. But you come in as a 4, and I'm going to say 11 times out of 9, your team that you get brought onto says, hey, lose. This way you can drop to a 3. And now we got you, an ace in the hole. You got a lower ranked player. Now, the way that this league works is if you manage to win a few times consistently, whatever, at that 4, you bump up to a 5. Now, according to their rules, you can only play a maximum of 5 matches that total 23 points. Now, once your team gets better and they do better, guess what? You can't play with your team anymore.
Oh, you're okay. I can see where you're penalized that way.
So, no, yeah. But not only that, but they make the game harder to win. Now, there's already a lot of things working against you in their type of format where, you don't have to call any shots and, things like that. But, they penalize you where all the friends that you wanted to play on a team with, you can no longer play with them. So you're forced to either manipulate your handicap and lose on purpose to keep your team together so you can play together, or you have to go start a new team, which is, I'm sure, great for business, but not really good for the players that wanted to have, a night out and play with their teammates and everything. So, wow, that was a steamroll right there. Al McGuane defeats Samut by 8-2. 8-2.
Oh, someone's dialed in.
Someone's dialed in. That's right. He just wanted to tell me the score. He's like, hey, I got it. No, I didn't want it mixed. That's all right.
That's not what I put it as. I put
Yeah.
the white rice in a bowl.
Yeah. Well, then ask them if they'll do it for me now.
Do it again?
Yeah, please. Wow, Mr. Al McGuane. You know what you say there, Ray? Smash. Smash. That's really all you can say. You just say smash. Mike Minichello. Drink rather, Mike Minichello, table 3. I'm going to try to keep an eye on our neighboring table there with Clyde Mata and Tim Perry there.
Yeah.
I'd love to see who is actually up there. Meanwhile, Rich Minichello looking to tie it up here. I really think that this matchup here on one is going to be a pretty tight one. I think it's going to be pretty tight. All right, well executed.
You know, watching Richie shoot the shots, he connects within 3 strokes, but he does the, you know who used to shoot like him, and one of the top players in my day was Buddy Hall.
Buddy Hall,
If you
okay.
ever watch Buddy Hall, he always had that, you stop at the cue ball and pull back and then stop at the cue ball. You know what I mean? That type of stroke where you
know, I notice a little of that with Nelson Oliveira. He's got a little bit of that in him. He kind of has that pause, and then he hits.
He holds the shaft at the cue ball a little bit longer than what Richie's doing here. Richie's doing the pause, pull back, pause. You know, Nelson will hold it on the cue ball.
I noticed that, like in his follow through, you know, he kind of has like a stop and then he goes through sometimes.
Right.
I've never really seen that with you know, the majority of players anyways, but you think that's just the way that they feel comfortable shooting, or is that a learned thing? Is that like a technique people have learned? Or
it is a technique, and Buddy Hall used to teach that technique, that pause, and that pause allows you to sit and look at the picture, just an extra, you know,
kind of like a quick snapshot before you hit the play on the video.
Just to see try to see the lines of the shot. You know, that pause lets you see the lines of the shot, and you pull back and you see it again. But it helps you with that quick connect. If you're gonna, you know, if you're not a player that usually does that, you want to try
the quick connect, the one-page pop-out book.
Yeah.
I like that. But you know, maybe you know that player, you know, Buddy Hall's information translated and got sent through the ranks to the rest of the, you know, pool world, and those guys taught it to those guys, and you know, the next couple of generations, and maybe that's where some of these guys get that technique. Maybe it really is straight from him. So, all right, we got
little things to help you see that picture. You know, it's not like you don't have to change your game that way, but try it and see if it allows you to see the picture quicker.
All right, we got Pete Bowman defeating Mr. Rand Tamba.
Yeah, that looked like a 10-2 score over there.
Okay, so very soon we're going to be seeing Mr. Pete Bowman back at the table.
So Richie needs to get back down table now. Looks like he's going to draw 2 rails. Come between the 9 and the 7. So he attempted to do.
Just a little off with his adjustment there.
Didn't do Ryan any favors either. Ryan's in a
What-
tough
what is,
situation here.
What is Ryan looking at here?
Well, probably going to go 1 rail kick on it. Unless he's trying to. I don't know, the only thing I really see is maybe up and down the table. The only problem is a lot of times because that cue ball, the 2 ball was so close to the side pocket, when you attempt your kick here, you catch that point. Wow, that was beautiful. Although he didn't come out too well on it, but he's still at the table. For kicking this ball, I like 2 rails on this one. Side rail, bottom rail, and then try to come into the 3. By doing that, if you do happen to catch the 3 in the top side where you might pocket in the left corner, your cue ball will be coming up table. Just like that. That was probably the best he could do. He attempted the right way. 2 rail kick on that. Richie might pop this and utilize the side rail and come out, or he could follow up. Yeah. A little bit lucky on that one. Tried to use inside English and come between the 7 and the 9. Just caught the 9 ball a little bit. He almost scratched on the side. You should just draw across and play the 9 in the side where the cue ball is right now. Or 2 rails around. That's fine. Oh boy. Oh boy. He didn't have to hit it that hard. He didn't have to hit it that hard. He could have just pocketed the ball. He felt like he I don't know if he wanted to just feel the stroke, but he got a little bit reckless.
Just a bit, but again, this isn't too easy. I don't want to call a shot easy, especially on this table here. You know, the pockets are definitely tight, and shooting at a side pocket on a tight table is no easy feat for anyone.
Right, and that's why Richie, he should have paid a little bit more attention to what he was doing there. Especially when it's a 10-6 race.
Yeah,
you know?
10-6 there, that's definitely something to consider there. Now, what do you think, Ray? I mean, you go to the side pocket here?
Yeah.
All things considered, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't shoot it up in the corner?
No, I think he's got a big enough pocket there where you just put the ball straight in.
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
Nice shot. All right, Ryan Stevens, 2-1 over Rich Minichello, a 10-6 race.
You know,
now we have a 9-4 race.
I still haven't. I still forget to take a peek.
Yeah,
at,
you know, I did the same
at
thing.
Table 2 again, so we'll see. Tip Perry's usually pretty quick, so Buzzsaw Perry might end this rack before table one is
Ray,
racked up. So
yeah, we got to get the soundboard going. I'm gonna get the buzzsaw sound effect, so when he finishes the table, meow. We'll have to get that incorporated.
all right, we'll leave this camera view on
Just till Ryan's
so,
about ready.
just so we can get the break in there and the results of Tim Perry. Ryan goes with the open hand break, open bridge.
He's a open bridge to break, huh?
Yeah, open bridge to break. Well, closed bridge this time. Last time
Maybe he made an adjustment there, you know?
he did. He made an adjustment. Hit it a little harder this time.
And he's going to be a little hidden by that 2-ball.
Okay, so Tim Perry.
All right, Tim Perry is down.
He is down. The score on the wire is 6-3.
So Tim Perry is down 6-3 versus Clyde Mata. Well, Ryan's really taking his time here, focusing on what he wants to do here.
Push out in this situation is a little bit tough. You almost want to push out to where you're still going to give yourself a easier kick or maybe a jump shot. And I think that's the way Ryan attacked that, where he's still behind the 2-ball.
I think he's still got a hit at it. I think he left himself a little, but to be honest, it looked like he rushed the push shot. Like he wasn't really sure what he wanted to do, and he just kind of like pushed it out a little.
Yeah, no, well, what he did was leave himself a little bit better than what he had before, not giving the opponent too much. I thought he made that push out to leave the jump shot. You know, a lot of guys will do that. Instead of jumping the full ball, they'll push out and now only have to jump over a half a ball or a quarter ball, you know, to make it a little bit easier. And the opponent sometimes gives it back to you.
I gotta say, I didn't agree with that route there, but you know, preference again. I think maybe the push out I would have liked to see there is put him next to the 6-ball on the rail or something there, trying to give him a cut up in the top right corner there, or back cut into the side. So back to the action here.
2 rails, 4 on the side. Just don't want to come down too low. Yep, and leave your cue ball close to the rail. That's not good. Now he's going to have to jack up, use your back rail, spin. Yep, he's going to try to get between the.
Now he goes directly to the short rail, or is he going to use the long rail also?
Short rail. You mean the back rail?
Yeah, is he going to use?
No, it looks like he's. I would guess he's going to the back rail and try to get between the 8 and the.
A little short there. You know, in a situation like this where, you know, you're a higher ranked player and you're down in a race like this, shots like this, I don't know if you're really supposed to attack it. I mean, you might want to, you know, give the guy something low percentage here, and, you know, you don't want to do that.
You had to shoot that shot. I know what you mean. Don't
you know, send the 5-ball up table or something. Leave the guy on the bottom rail. Leave the low percentage shot. Give yourself an opportunity to get back with something better. As long as you maintain control, you can never give control away.
I know what you're thinking, but that was it. That was.
You think
you
at
his
level, you're like, hey, you just got to do it.
That one.
You
yeah,
have to.
Yeah. I mean, there are situations where it is a risky shot to shoot, and the safety may be a little bit easier, but not what he had right there. He had to shoot that shot.
Okay. Ryan bridging over the 8 ball. It's going to impede his shot just a little. And it is all ball foul here, so had that 8 ball moved, that would have been ball in hand. And you got a little fortunate with the placement of that ball ending right near the side pocket like that. I think Rich is going to be able to cut this ball into the side, but getting on that 6 ball isn't easy.
No, I don't know if he can, when he cuts it in, if he goes straight to that back rail, and if he uses a little bit of inside English.
I think he's going to try to play bottom outside, and he's going to go 2 rails to the rail that he's shooting towards and try to leave himself against that rail. I think that's the best option there.
Where he's standing now, try to get there, you mean?
No, I think he's going to try to leave it on the rail where he's shooting towards, like the side pocket he's shooting into. He's going to try to leave the cue ball against that rail. And that's okay, I guess. That works.
Well, this is going to be...
a zing, zing, pow type of shot.
Well, I can tell you, remember what you were just talking about earlier, where why take a risk of the shot? And
Yeah,
just
this is
play
one
it
that you're
safe?
talking
Just-
about. You
yeah,
like
just
this?
put them on the back, you know,
Put the
the
6 on
bottom
the
rail.
bottom rail and in 2-3 rail
Put 'em
the
up.
cue ball up top.
Yeah,
That's not what he wanted to do there.
yeah. You hit it good, you know. If
Yeah.
you miss that side pocket, you're okay. But it was one of those risky ones where maybe in that situation there you're better off because of Ryan's skill level. You know, using that to your advantage.
Yeah.
Leave them long,
Mhm.
and you
And
know,
give the low percentage shot to the lesser player and
right,
make him work for it instead of trying to hand the guy something he
right.
didn't ask for anyway. You know, you can't take anything away from Ryan here. I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to do. When he gets to the table, he's shooting his shots. If his opponent is going to give him a couple of extra opportunities, then that's something different.
Just make sure you get off that rail enough. He wanted to shoot that 8 ball in the top corner. He didn't feel comfortable coming back down with that 8 ball. I could see it. He wanted to shoot it up top.
All right, and we have C.J. Farnham from Maine taking down a win on table 4. Very nice.
This is a matter of just pocketing the ball now. Cue ball should stay in line to that 9 the whole path it travels. So where the cue ball goes shouldn't be much of a concern. Just pocket that ball.
Call me crazy, but that looks like it's going to roll in Ryan's favor.
Yep. Looking like it is. I'm not sure if we can actually see all that 8 ball or not.
No, I think that's a full eclipse there.
Maybe a cut in the side. I'm going to say there's a chance he may be able to cut that. Yeah.
He's looking like he might have it.
Let me look at the overview again. Yeah, it is tough.
He's going right at it. He's jacking a masse here. 3 rails. Pow, right in the kisser. So, Rich coming with it right there. And he comes out with it there.
He does. Okay.
We have a tie game, 2-2.
And once again, we look over the table, too, and who's at the table.
Yeah, Clyde. Of course Clyde's at the table. Of course he is. So Clyde is up 6-4 in a 10-8 race. So Side needs 2. Tim needs 6. So that one's going to be a battle for sure. All right, let's see. Looks like Rich is right on the corner of the break box.
He pops it. You know, he pops
Almost like
it a little
10
bit more.
Yeah, it's almost like a 10-ball break from the side, but
Yeah. He's going to try to cut this in. I think the cue ball is going to be heading down towards the 2. He may be playing the 2 in the side after this. Oh, no. All right, there's where he goes with just playing safety. Just playing a safe, not taking any chances. So I don't know if Ryan uses any system to map this out on this kick. You could use that system where you double the distance. You measure the distance between the cue ball, the 1 ball and the right rail, and then double that out, and it'll show you where you want the cue ball to hit. You just try to eye it out.
he needed to get to the other side of that ball there. I mean, to hit it hitting before the side pocket there, he'd have to have a good amount of spin on there.
Yeah. But he just eyed it out. He didn't use any system to try to measure that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's okay, but you know, you really got to have your bearings. You have to have that information in there and make sure that that's you know, somewhat reliable.
Richie's kind of looking at playing a combo after this. I'm really surprised. I mean, he could just come down the right side of that table, have shape for the 2 in the corner pocket. You know,
basically just center top, right?
Yeah, nothing's tied up. There you go. Yeah, just come down that side. Just don't be that
in the
close.
pocket.
In the pocket.
Don't be in the pocket, whatever you do.
He's close to the rail also, which is leaves himself tough. It's kind of like a jack-up draw. Yeah, Richie's having a tough time falling into his rhythm, as Ryan is too. They're both struggling right now. Overhead view on this. Looks like he can get to the 2 ball. Does go. He has a chance to cut this in and just come across table and play the 3 in the side. That's what he attempted. The 6 is blocking the 4 ball, so we need to do something with our cue ball to get up top table somehow. He's in a tough situation here. Changed cues. Looks like he's going to jump this. Even if he pockets it, I don't know if he's going to have much on that 4. He's going to have to probably play a safety after this.
And fortunate.
Yeah, fortunate one. Here's another situation where you really should calculate your kick on this. You prefer to hit the bottom side of the 3 ball. Send the 3 ball up table, leaving your cue ball down table. Like that. That was the way you're supposed to go at it.
And he pockets the ball.
Yeah. I don't know if he can see enough of that 4 ball to bank it down to where he's standing right there. If he could bank the 4 ball down to where he is now, let his cue ball follow up, it might.
Little high left
Sneak. Well, yeah, you don't.
Try to roll yourself behind that 6.
Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe a little bit of left-hand spin, but if he can cut it enough, it's just a straight roll.
It looks like he's looking that way.
I don't know if he's looking at the combination. I don't like the combination in that. It's too risky. He's better off cutting the ball around the 6, putting the 4 on the back rail.
2 to 3 railing the cue ball back downtown.
Yeah.
And that looks like what he was attempting to do.
Yeah, that was the right way to play it.
Let's see how this one rolls. Wow. That could have gone a lot of different ways, and that wasn't one of the ways I was expecting to see that happen. But
Ryan wasn't hoping that either.
Yeah, I don't think so. So we got a nice bunch of action playing. All kinds of dogfights going on right now around the room. Eventually, I'd like to get another satellite camera for the other room, maybe a rundown bounce alley. That'd be pretty nice. I'd like to see that happen.
Can we fit that on our board that we have here?
Oh yeah. We can accommodate pretty much anything over here, to be honest. Oh, that was a lot of spin. I didn't think he'd be able to hit that.
Wow. Okay.
Tickled the rail as it goes in.
As they say, it wiped its feet.
It wiped its feet.
Okay.
I like to say it snickered as it went in. It went.
Hey, we're looking around the room. For once, Tim Perry's at the table on table 2.
Tim's at the table? Tim has won the last 3 games in a row. So it's 5 games to 6 right now.
Buzzsaw. See
Buzzsaw's trying
to
buzz his way through.
Run down there. I see on the wire it's 5-4, so he's got things close.
Let's see here.
You know, it's funny, out of the experience for players, Ryan's the only one I've seen so far that actually made an adjustment for breaking the balls.
Really?
Now, see.
Well, there you go.
Now he's back to this side, so he's trying things.
New dog, new tricks, right?
But you know what? Last time he broke from this side, he used the open bridge too. So I don't know if it's just the side he breaks from when he uses that.
I mean, that wasn't necessarily a reasonable shot, ball to pocket there, but hey, it's legal and it counts.
It went in, yeah.
Excuse me, I'm getting paged for a hit watch. Give me 1 sec.
Okay, we'll be back. So Ryan might be better off on this to use a high cue ball, glance off the side of the 2 and the side of the 4 and push the 2 down table a little bit. I think that might be his best option. Yeah, he kind of went straight into the 4, stopped the cue ball where it is. We got a carom possibility here where he could probably play a little bit of a safety too, bouncing the 2 ball off the bottom rail over to the left. Maybe get him behind the 8. Yeah, that was a good attempt. He may have just overhit that a little bit. If he hit that just a little bit easier, he probably would have had him hooked. But he did leave him long. Richie's trying to eye up the angle of the cue ball if he tries to pocket that two ball in the top left-hand pocket. Trying to see how close he's going to be to the scratch. Yeah, it looked like he was going to be playing safe there, but caught a double kiss. Didn't leave Ryan the easiest of shots. He could try to cut it in. It looks like this cue ball is going to be going into the 3. I think that's the way he's going at it. Just hoping he doesn't go through the 3 ball and scratch, which sometimes happens there. He didn't. He ended up coming out okay on that. The 2 is pretty close to that back rail. It's going to be a really thin cut. That was a good move, just bring the 2 ball down table. Ryan might be able to catch the side of that ball to pocket it. If he does, he'd want to use a little bit of inside English. And even overcutting this ball a little bit wouldn't be bad because it would go to that side rail, back to the bottom rail. No, he got behind it. Richie doesn't really have to worry about too much of sending the cue ball down table on this. So he could just like pocket the 2, leave himself long in the 3. Where he's going, it looked like a steeper cut than I thought. Wow, he wasn't even going to attempt that. He locked him up pretty good there. That was a good move. It's one of those shots where he didn't have to risk it if he didn't want to because they had enough coverage down the bottom of the table with all those balls. From what I've seen, Ryan really doesn't seem like he has a system on kicking balls. He just kind of eyes it. So he's looking 1, 2, 3 rails, which would be the side rail, and then to the 2. Well, actually, maybe he's going too long. Yeah. Richie, you like to get position between the 8 and the 9. He wants a view between the 8 and the 9, but he wants to be low enough so he can get shape on the 5. Almost want to be where the side pocket is. Looks like he's going to have to send the cue ball to the bottom rail, bounce out, follow through here. This should be a straight draw out. Okay, that works too. We'll draw on this, utilize the side rail. And the same type of shot right here, where you draw and utilize your side rail.
Third player, table number 11, Grand Tampa, Jeremy Perry. Grand Tampa, Jeremy Perry, table 11.
Richie's looking a little bit more comfortable now. Yeah, let's take a look around the room. There's Tim Perry. Tim Perry's at the table. The wire says 7-5 over there. So I'm guessing Clyde would be on the hill. Well, I guess Clyde would be on the hill only if he didn't put his 2 games up. I don't know if they started with 2 games in the wire, but the wire does say 7-5. Hey, Richie breaking from the same spot. Kind of punch at it. Yep, pop it open. Makes a ball. 4 ball's going to get in his way. Try to cross bank that 1 ball here. Let his cue ball go up, table down. Yeah, elected to do that. It's kind of a 2-way shot there. Richie looked at it, see if it was frozen. I didn't know what the call. I don't know what the call is there, so I don't know if it's frozen or not. But puts Ryan in a kind of a tough situation.
Maybe we can get a. I mean, that is like.
That is close, yeah.
Not really an easy call that you can make there.
No, it's not really an easy shot you can make here either.
Looks like he's attacking, trying to cut this.
Tell you what, that was pretty good. I mean, for where he was getting that job done like that, I mean, obviously Richie's going to come with a similar shot and put him back where he was. Trying to put him on the back rail again. Where you spin your cue ball down, utilize the 6. Send your cue ball down to where the 9 the 2 is. Spin. He caught that ball really thin. Looks like he got a little bit lucky. I don't know. Maybe he can see it. Yeah, it kind of looks like he can see that ball a little bit. A couple of different camera views here. The 9 is kind of blocking his 2 ball, and the 6 too, preventing him to leave the cue ball high.
I will tell you, if he can pocket this and even just stop it right there, he's got a lot of options with the 2 ball, even where that 9 is.
Yeah, he could play a safety out of it. Oh, I like that. I like that.
It gives him a lot of options. He's got a lot of ways that he can choose to play this. So
yeah, you cut this in 2 rails to the 3. Kind of leave yourself kind of, on the angle that he's sitting right now on the 3. Want that, but you want to come around 2 rails to it. So
nice soft stroke with some outside. Let the table do the work.
oh,
You
just
have to play safe. All
yeah.
right. Not a bad option there, considering.
Well, you are letting your opponent back to the table. That's the only drawback. I mean,
Yeah, you
you
never
know,
want your opponent to be shooting, but
right.
at the same time, you got to try to,
Yeah, do what you can do.
yeah, do what
No,
you can do. If you're not
right.
comfortable with a
No,
shot, do something you know how to do.
right.
So,
Know your limitations, which, right, I'm not faulting them for that.
and he's going to get somewhat of a reward out of that. So, nice choice by Ryan.
The 5 ball sitting in line for him here. It's kind of messing up what he's trying to do.
I think he's able to just kind of roll this with a little outside and get the shape he's looking for. I don't know if you can see it from these angles here, but if you look at it like this,
Yeah.
I see what you mean, though. He might want to use
almost
that
wanna-
5 balls real estate there, but
The shot here is like to draw that
2 rails
cue
around
ball.
the 3.
No, you could actually draw the cue ball between the 5 and the 3 to the back rail and straight out. So you're using actually a little bit of inside English on this, and you're drawing to the back rail and straight out.
And the way he's cueing, it looks like that's what he's doing. And I'm going to go ahead and say that Rich is going to put him in jail. I don't see him attacking an offensive shot here.
Slide the cue ball behind the 4, just
Yeah.
bank the 2 across.
Yeah. Now, I like the way that he played that. He chose to play it behind the 5, sending the 2 ball way over versus just trying to roll and tuck behind that 4 like the first option. And the reason I like it so much is he gave himself a huge area for error. He gave himself a larger margin there. So,
But he did give Ryan more of an angle to kick at, though. If you roll and freeze the cue ball to the back of that 4, you're limiting the angles that your opponent has.
looks like Ryan's looking to kick a long way here.
He actually used a system there to line up, and he's going the 2 rails to it. Oh, and he just missed that ball.
Just a hair off. Nice attempt there. Nice attempt there.
Okay, looks like the 2 and the 3 are going to be pocketed in the same pocket. Okay. Now it looks like the 4 and the 5 will be pocketed in the same pocket. So make sure you leave yourself angled to get to the 6.
13, Kevin Goulet, Rich Farrell. Kevin Goulet, Rich Farrell, table 13.
So he did leave himself a little straighter than he wanted to. You could force this 2 rails and maybe shape for the 6 on the side.
Yeah, he's playing inside. Nice speed control there. Don't want to get too close to that rail, but looks like he's going to be all right. A little bit short there. I think he's okay. Just wanted to mention a neighboring table over here. So we have Run Sue and Kerry McAuliffe at 5-6. I don't know who's up, or if Run put up his games. But if the games are not up, it looks like Run is on the hill.
And the update on table 2, the score on the wire is 7-7.
Yes.
So I don't know if the games are on the wire either.
I don't think Clyde put his 2 games up there. I don't believe that was the case.
All
So
right. So then we got to call Clyde being on the hill then.
yeah. So we're going to get a couple of matches finishing very soon. Most recently, we had Rich Senna over Chris Leal, our first match on the stream table. So Rich Senna took that one down. And we also had Kevin Baccio over Paul Rhoda. It's a nice win.
Ryan's breaking from the left side of the table again. The last couple times he did it, it was the open bridge. And there it is again. We're shooting with the open bridge from that side. And he goes straight into the 1 ball. He made a ball in the side pocket. Left himself a possible combination if he wants to try to shoot that combination.
Yeah, that 5 ball's real close to the rail. That's going to be a tall order to make that one there.
You're going to hit that pretty clean. That 1 ball has to be shot straight down that rail. And then you got to make sure the 1 ball.
Looks like he's going to thin the 1 ball, try to stick onto the 5 ball there. That's not a bad idea. It's something he knows how to do. At least he was comfortable attempting it. And again, in an event like this, I mean, you one have to play, at least consistent, but you got to play over your head a bit to do well. And if you haven't been in an event like this, 1, you're on the stream, 2, you're, playing for high stakes, whatever you want to call it, those things can definitely change your ability to make decisions, your ability to execute. I mean, it can change a lot for a player.
Absolutely.
So
it's almost like you have to practice on slowing time down, because when you get in a tight situation, your mind starts to race. You're thinking about too many other things except for what you're supposed to be focused on.
Yeah, you're like, hey, this person's watching, and hey, this person's here, and I'm playing a guy that's ranked this, and there's this much on the line. And I mean, I think you were the first person to explain these thoughts to me, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember you mentioning some things about, what you should be thinking while you're at the table, and I couldn't agree more. Just all I know is I make that thing do this. It's not even a ball. It's not a tournament. You got one function. Make this happen.
Right.
And
you focus on the task.
Yeah, just the thing that you need to do. It's not a tournament. It's not a pool game. I'm going to perform this function, and this is going to happen, and that's it. You push the print key.
Right.
That's how I say. I say you push print, and then
but
your body is the output.
It's something you have to do in practice. You have to practice it. You can't just say, okay, I'm just going to focus on the task. And you just can't flip the switch like that. It'd be nice if, you could, but in pressure situations, you need to really focus on the task, but it's going to be part of your practice routine. You have to do that in practice,
Yeah. That ball is out enough where he can pocket it. However, it looks like it's very close to that jaw, and I think he's looking at it like he wants to one-rail it, off the same rail there. But
yeah,
that's a very tough shot to try to do coming from this angle here. I think he's better off coming the other way to one-rail it. You almost want to play it just a little bit long.
Off the side pocket. On our table, our view right now would be the bottom side pocket. You want to one-rail it that way.
Play it a hair long, because you can always make it either direct into the ball or into the rail first and then pocketing the ball. But again, he wanted to guarantee himself a contact there. He wanted to guarantee contact on the ball.
Right.
So if he's not comfortable with a kick like that, then I totally understand that approach.
Looks like Richie's electing to leave himself a cut to the 7 ball. Just come pretty much mirror where his cue ball is, but on the top half of the table.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to mention over here on table 2 our neighbor battle there, Tim Perry, Clyde Mata. So Tim Perry is at 7. Clyde Mata is at 7. Now Clyde took his break while he's looking down a pretty non-favorable shot. He's at the table. He's got a clear shot at the 7 ball, but it's not really the greatest of shots. So we're going to see if that theory of ours is going to hold true here. You know, coming to the table with a favorable position versus the non-favorable.
He left himself one of those funny angles where if he plays that cue ball, plays the 8 ball down table, he could get in trouble with the side, but looks like he's cutting the 8 ball to the side. Maybe draw. He's fine. He's perfect.
All right, Rich Minichello going up 6-2 in a 10-6 race.
We'll try to get over to Clyde on table 2 and show you what he's.
That's that shot
with.
there. He's still contemplating right there. Looks like he's kicking at it. And no contact. And if I know Team Buzzsaw, he's going to be making it an 8-7 lead.
Okay, we're going to leave it on this camera view since we've been talking about that. We'll see how Tim does over there. We'll let Richie break. You know Richie's going to pop this. The old pop break.
And he's going to break dry.
Tim going for the straight draw. That's some kind of straight.
All right, Tim coming with that. All right, back to the main table here. Ryan's looking like he's going to attack this with the combination 1-5. He's going to have to make something happen here. That 2-9 isn't looking real good. That 2-9-6 cluster over there.
Ryan might make both these balls if he actually pockets it. You know, one ball might head right to that side. Just pay attention to your cue ball here.
Nice call, Ray. Very nice. Now, you think he's going to attack this as a combination?
Well, you know what? I don't know if because the combination looks like it doesn't go straight. You'd almost have to combo 9 off the rail to the back of the 6 type of thing, which is.
I'm not sure if it goes clean in there. 9 might squeeze by there. We're going to find out right now.
I think if he rolls, sneaks the 2 ball, he went into the 6. I thought maybe he was going to try to sneak the 2 ball behind, and let his cue ball go to the bottom rail. Richie's looking at the combo. I kind of like just 1 rail in that 2 ball backup table. This cue ball might even drift around the 6 and snuggle up close to that 9. Execute that shot harder, and I think that's what he would have had. 2 ball would have been up table, and the cue ball would have probably laid behind that 9.
It's real tough to maintain the understanding of the table speed, especially with a distant shot like that. But nonetheless, he's left Ryan in an odd position here. I almost like him to play the 2 ball up towards that combo over there, and maybe try to 2 rail the 9 ball over here. In his position right now, it looks like he's going to draw back down the table here, trying to play safe, but. I liked the opportunity of thinning the 2 ball there and, trying to get the 2-way shot while you're also playing the 9 ball.
Well, he could have tried to cut that that two ball on the side. But are you talking right now with what Richie's got faced with?
No, no, no. I meant
Oh,
Ryan's shot there.
what
Yeah,
Ryan's shot.
he had
Okay.
just the bottom half there, and
A little stretch shot here. Richie should just straight draw this out. Yeah, use the rail, inside English. That's okay. Now he wants to try to get to the middle of the table, and when he's shooting the 7, he wants to use the left rail. Okay, he's straight on it. He might be stretching a little bit. You know, he can draw out of this. And he bent over once and didn't like it. He's also got to watch out he doesn't foul that 9 ball with his shirt as he's stretching up. We're going to the bridge. Really close to that side. Well, so from what I've seen, Richie likes to go forward on this. Not really much for draw on these type of shots. I've seen him shoot it a few times now, so he's going to probably follow 2 rail out.
and it's amazing. When I'm looking on the screen here and I'm looking on the table, it looks like 2 totally different shots. Like when I look at the table, I'm like, yeah, you draw it all day. I look at the top and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, but I've seen him shoot this a few times now, so he's definitely a follow 2 rail out type of guy. Wow.
1, 2, 3. There we go.
Okay, that was okay. I thought he would just be able to go 2 rails to it, but job done. Let's see if we can get a look over at table. Table number 2, Clyde at the table. We're pretty sure that he is on the hill.
Yes, that should be the case. Clyde Mata for birdie. Couldn't help myself.
Ryan's breaking from the left-hand side again. Traditionally, that's been his open bridge side that he breaks from, and you can't see it on screen, but he is. He's shooting open bridge there. Just pop the balls open.
Clyde Mata
Clyde Mata.
defeats Tim Perry. All right, way to grind it out, gentlemen. Meanwhile here, Ryan made 2 balls on this break here. 2 balls on the break there.
Well, does he look to cut it in? If he cuts it in, he might have to go 2 rails to get shape on the 2 ball and try to shoot the 2 in the same pocket. Or he may just send the 1 ball to the right side rail, leaving his cue ball on the left side rail. Well, he went up and down with it.
Hit a little bit of inside and a little less speed there, I think.
Yeah. I thought he was going to split it side rails and try to utilize the 4 as the blocker. Looks like Richie's got a straight draw here. Going to be playing the 2 ball in the corner.
Draw back about a couple inches.
Oh.
He's a forward guy.
He's a forward guy.
Well, you know the old saying, draw for show, follow for dough.
Is that the saying?
That's
Yeah?
it. Draw for
Wow.
show, follow for dough.
Okay.
And that's how that goes. So, Richie is following for dough. And he knows the deal. He knows what to do.
Well, what does he do? Try to leave himself the combo? Well, he's looking at a draw possible. Pop it in, draw off the
It's
side
not wrong with a
rail.
little draw for show.
Speed control. That's what you call speed control. He's in trouble now. He's going to have a tough
Call that
shot.
cliffhanger.
Yep.
Call Sylvester Stallone. Tell him. Tell him we got a shot for him.
It looks like it's like dead straight in. I don't know if he can manipulate anything out of that. Just put it in.
Put it in and accept it.
And accept it. Yeah, try to come up with something here. Cut it in. A couple rails around with the cue ball. It's looking like a possible scratch. I mean, from this angle here, cutting it in, you're going to be coming close to that corner pocket with the cue ball. Yeah, I didn't even elect to play it. That was a good move.
You mean that wasn't a diamond and a half miss?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. All right.
Well,
I got to say, both of these players, regardless of what they're faced with, they don't really have that outward emotion that we don't want to see. So, you know, cheers to them. They don't, show that, oh, man, I can't believe I did that. And they don't do that very often. So, and even when they're faced with a tough shot, they're like, okay, the guy played a good shot. I'm going to play a better shot.
Yeah.
And they try to come with it no matter what. So
Ryan's in a tough position. Yeah, you might even, I'd almost elect to bank the 4 close to the 7. I think he went for it.
I think so.
I think he went for the bank. That was a tough play. It was tough to get behind anything.
Not so bad where he ended up, though, so can't ask for any more than that. I mean, he's got a clear hit on it, but...
Yeah, this is one of the 2 ways where I generally shoot all the time. You play the bank, bring in your cue ball down table for position. If you don't make it... he came so close that it hit 2 points and stayed in line for the pocket. That was a good shot. Good shot. Looks like we're shooting the 7-up table. I think he could get to the bottom rail with the cue ball here. Bottom rail, come out an inch or 2 and shoot the 7 up top. Good shot, Ryan.
Very nice, Ryan.
Good, Ryan.
Very nice. Well executed. Very nice.
Very good, yes.
Okay, I got to tend to something really quick. 1 sec, please.
Okay, I'll stay here. All right. Let's take a look around the room here. Looks like we have Sam and Mark on table number 2. Kerry and Run still battling out over on table 7. See Steve Prout shooting on table number 6. Okay, the break. Cue ball position is the same. Straight into it with the pop. I like the cue ball control on that. Good cue ball control. Didn't make anything. Ryan's left a possible push out, or he may just elect to kick right at this ball. That's an option too. Go to the back rail. Kick that 1 ball down table. There's enough traffic down there where you might be able to get behind something right now. I think that's kind of what he's looking at. Oh, it just hit a little too hard. You got fortunate. You didn't have to kick that hard. That ball, if it didn't hit the side pocket, I think that cue ball, the one ball would have ended up back up table. Okay, Ryan's got something to work with here. Looks like we need about a 1 foot draw on this one ball. He's going high cue ball, so it looks like he's using the side rail, bouncing off, which is fine. Now, if he stays on the right-hand side rail there, he could follow his cue ball 2 rails up for the 4. It'll come right down the line. Yeah, he kind of bounced out too much. Now he's going to use the back rail. He's going to put the left side of the 3, use the back rail, come down table. Good shot. A little bit straight on that 5. Might have to use 2 rails, bottom rail, side rail, and come out to the 6. Unless you can pop it and use just the bottom rail and straight out. That worked out good for him. Critical because on this 3 rails, his cue ball is going to be crossing the path of the line to the 7, so speed control is very important here. He came out good. You don't want your cue ball frozen to that side rail, but you don't want to be off it too much either. So you want to be try to come as close to the 8 ball as you can. Draw would probably be his best bet. Well, you went follow. You left kind of a steep cut. It's not that he can't make it, but he's going to let his cue ball come across the table. Better off using maybe a half a tip of inside English. Make sure you don't bring that other side pocket into play. And it did fall for him. Good shot, Ryan. Oh, very good. Very good, Ryan. Okay, 7-4. Both players need 3. No, I'm sorry, Ryan only needs 2. Ryan's going to 6. Ryan needs 2, Richie needs 3. And we are table 2, we have Mark Young shooting.
I think you should buy your horse some Bailey's and coffee, if you don't mind. You got a tab up there that I can look? Can I start one for you? Bailey's and coffee for the kid? Okay. Who should I tell? The bartender? Don't matter? You'll pour it as bonds. I'm going to tell Crystal.
Yeah, Mike hasn't had much chance to be in the booth with us today. Running around trying to organize all the matches, going over to watch hits, explain the rules. It's tough once Oh, look at this. It brings me a bottle of water. Thank you, Mike. Okay, here we go. Ryan's sending the cue ball down on his open bridge side. He goes straight at the one from there. He just kind of pops at it. He's actually been pretty successful in pocketing a ball that way. He's got a shot at the one. I don't know if he can draw to the right side of the table or if he has enough angle to follow with a right spin to get to the right side of the table. He did it with the spin. Watch out for the side pocket. And right in the drink. Unfortunate roll for him right there. Looks like he started to settle down a little bit in the match. So Richie should just be drawing straight up into the line of that three. It's pretty much like a stop shot on the three. Uh-oh, cue's going down the table. Looks like we're going on break. And once again, why don't we just take a look at Snookers here. This is where McGregor-Mayweather fight will happen tonight. This place, the picture looks empty, but we do have people here in the building. This is in a live view. That is our main dining room. That is our party room. We call it a party room. We have tables for private events. We can curtain off tables. You can have 1 table, 2 tables, 3 tables. We can curtain tables off for you there. So if you want to rent tables for a private party, that's available. The room we're playing in here, this is our tournament room. Also the New England Pool and Billiard Hall of Fame. You can see all the plaques on the walls, the banners hanging from the rafters. Also, Wednesday night action. Start time 6:30. There's 2 entry fees. The lower division players pay 20. The upper division players pay 30. Mike runs that every Wednesday. He does great in the promotion for it. We also have table 8. We turn that into our action table. $5 action table. That's when the field gets chopped down when we don't need so many tables. Usually happens about 8:30, 9 o'clock. But that $5 action table, that runs all night. And then we also have the progressive pot, the break and run pot. That's another feature we have on Wednesdays. We've been running about 40 players on average for the summertime, which is great. Mike does a lot of promotion through Facebook on that, bringing the players down. I know once the colder weather comes, the field is going to increase. So, like he says, this is training camp on Wednesday night. You come down, players will help you out if you have any questions about your game. It's a good event to come down to.
All right, Ray, I am back.
Welcome back.
If you only knew what I just did in those 6 to 8 minutes.
Well, I hope everything was successful.
I would say that everything's successful for sure. Everything is successful for sure. So,
So
just
what?
got word on our next matchup here. It's a
Okay.
winner's side match, and we're going to have the young gun Lucas Werner and Sweet Money. That's going to be a good matchup.
That is going to be a good matchup.
It's a
Two good
10-8 race, and they're both killing it. I mean, they're both playing phenomenal, so I can't wait to see that.
I saw a handshake over on table 7.
I think Run walked away with that one there.
Run, ran.
Run, ran. Run, ran.
Okay, here we go. Richie expecting just a draw on the shot, in line for the 3. Not quite the angle he wanted. Looks like he's going to have to draw again and slide kind of towards the 5 ball on this. And he did. And he bumped it just enough out of the way. Well, as I've seen with him, he likes follow, so he's probably going to follow and go to the back rail. Well, he's got a funny angle here. I don't know if that 6 ball passes the 9 ball. It looks like it doesn't. And I don't know if he can follow and go between the 6 and the 9 and bounce out, or he's going to draw and come around. Oh, he elected to shoot that 5 down table. That was kind of surprising there how he played that. This is a shot where Ryan used a lot of spin, a lot of right-hand spin. Go to the back rail, side rail, out for the 6.
All right. Nice execution there.
And the only thing was coming across his line for the 6. Speed control was important. He's a little bit funny now.
I think he actually wants to come underneath the 7 now so he can shoot it towards the same pocket, shoot the 7 in the same hole.
2 rails with the cue ball.
Yeah, right.
Around. Yep.
Yeah. If he gets there, he's going to look good. I'm just going to underroll just a hair. Now, right here is where we want to see what his type of decision is going to be.
Well, I think what he should do is try to bank that 7 ball down to the bottom rail, like kind of behind the 9. And
You're saying you want to leave his 7 ball down near the 9 ball.
Yeah, on the bottom.
On the bottom rail, yeah.
And bring the cue ball up where he's standing right now.
So you don't think that in his position in the match that he should be going offensive here?
I don't like it. He could almost, he could one bank this 7.
Looks like he's just trying to like roll it down to the bottom of the table. And not for nothing, that didn't come out too bad.
No, he did. It was
kind of
fortunate
fortunate
way he got there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not an easy target in the side. I mean, if anything, he's going to be going to the corner. But I mean, do you see any type of two-way shot here, Ray?
Not a two-way. No, I don't really see a two-way here. You can one bank it in the side. The cue ball would go down off the bottom rail, and you'd have shape in the top left-hand corner.
Or you can place him inside and try to walk it down into the corner. Try to get on the opposite side of the 9 or something. I mean, he's kind of close to the rail, too. Looks like he's going down to the corner. That's what he was eyeing up.
With inside English.
Yeah. And he does not look like he's cueing with inside. He's just straight down the center of that cue ball. So, I mean, this is really a definitive rack, to be honest, because if Rich doesn't win this rack, Ryan Stevens makes it to the hill and puts Rich in a very tough spot. Tried to play it with the inside and looked like he kind of lost his focus for a minute and just kind of went at that. What do you think?
Well, if you notice with the inside English, the 7 missed, depicting a lot of deflection in his cue stick. I don't know what he's playing with there, what type of shaft, but definitely with that inside English, the 7 was affected. Ryan, he just missed it, that's all. I think we're going to see a safety here. I think that 7 ball is going to that top rail. 2 ball coming back down table here.
So he's just going to be putting the 7 on the bottom rail, cue ball, 3 rails to the top, 2 rails to the top.
Yeah, he could do that. Or he could actually cross the 7 and leave the cue ball behind the 9. Like, cross. No, he did it that way. Yeah, that was the original way, I thought. But Ryan has a good opportunity here to get behind that 7 and kick it up table and stick the cue ball.
Considering the speed of the rails, he doesn't have to really put too much on this. Am I
No,
wrong?
and last time he executed the shot, he really overhit it. So hopefully he reduces his speed. He did. He reduced it, but he didn't get behind the 7
Wow.
enough.
Thought that 9 ball was heading to the side for a second there. I was going to say, holy cow. Holy cow.
Tell you what, I think Richie's going to draw this and
Go above?
and execute a shot to where, yeah. Oh, wow.
And here we go. Bear down for the cash, sir. Very nice.
All
Rich
right.
Minichello, 8-4.
Well, they both had chances in that
Yeah.
rack there. Both guys.
When Ryan
had
had that open
opportunities.
7-9 there, that 7 ball, he had to make that ball there. Had to do it.
Yeah. Yep.
But especially, you know, like I was saying before, when you're playing against a guy like Rich Minichello here, I mean, when he gives you an opportunity, you absolutely need to take advantage of that. And you might not get another opportunity like that at the table. I mean, Richie's really somebody that can maintain control of a match for a very long time.
And he's got a very controlled break too.
He doesn't just whack it.
He takes care of that cue ball. You know, I haven't seen that cue ball run wild yet.
Yeah, that's a very strong set to have. You know, I think we're looking at what we got here.
Wow! As soon as I say it, the cue ball goes crazy.
You know what? I think he heard you. Did you have your pool player's satellite something? He was looking at his hand like his hand slipped or something. Maybe he had a little sweaty palm or something like that.
Maybe he let loose of his bridge hand a little too early. Okay, Ryan. Looks like.
Maybe he's got that game 12 palm sweat going on.
It doesn't look like he
Game
can
13.
see that ball there. Oh, Massey. We're going Massey. Tell you what, if he makes it, he'll have shape. Well,
So, I mean, do you see any issues with this rack here? I mean,
yeah. Well, he's got to get a good shot on the 2 ball, and he's kind of straight.
and
Yeah.
he's going to block himself.
Yeah.
That's that fast rail.
Well, he let his cue ball release. It had a forward roll on it.
Excuse me, Ray, I have to handle something.
Okay. Once again, Mike gets called to the field. Watch a hit or a ruling or something going on there. Try to go to the overhead view here. This looks like it's going to have to be a straight draw. Was definitely a straight draw on that, but he left himself 50-yard line shot. Tell you what, just roll that in. Just roll that in, Ryan. The cue ball will have the 4 ball in the left side pocket.
Okay, so we had a running start break, which obviously that would be a foul ball in hand.
A running start break.
Yeah.
Meaning,
So what I mean by that is the guy tapped the cue ball so it rolled a couple inches and then pounded it.
and then shot through. Yeah,
Yeah, that's going to be a foul.
we'll call that a foul.
Yeah, running start,
Okay.
running start break.
Ooh, wow. Richie, I don't know if he had to masse slightly around that, but he caught that ball straight on and it followed right in.
Table 14, Harry McCullough, Bill O'Mara. Harry McCullough, Bill O'Mara, table 14.
Okay, here we go. 1 foot follow here. Just follow up 6 to 12 inches. There we go. Now on this draw shot, you want to make sure you're not letting the cue ball go up table once you're shooting the 6. You want to be able to either draw. Let's see how he did. Just hit the line he had to hit. You have to draw to that rail he's on right now. Right where his cue stick is. Straight draw, maybe a little bit of spin so he heads down towards the 7. I know he'd like to have that one back.
Table 15, Cavaggio, Rousseau.
I don't know if Richie's going to try to execute a bank shot on this. If he does, it might be tough to let your cue ball slide underneath the 8 to have a shot at that 7. Or he could just cut the 6 ball on the side. You should get him there easier. Yep, cut. Perfect. I don't like that overhead view when the player starts to move. That camera autofocuses on him. It's a little tricky. I'm not sure if he's able to follow and get to the other side of that 8. Looks like he is.
And we got the waitress walking right in. What timing? What do you call that, Ray? Do you call that all stars align?
It has
Full solar eclipse?
14, Bill.
Well, I tell you, if it did bother Richie, he should have got up on the shot.
I mean, what do you think here, Ray? Just a hair of inside, shoot the 8 in the other corner, in the top corner.
You could execute it that way.
I think that's the least amount of work and
right. It
gives you a good opportunity, I think.
right. Yep. You very thin cut the 7, and you shoot the 8 up top. And if you leave yourself straight enough, it's just a stop shot, and you're right there for the 9.
Yeah. It looks like that's what Ryan's looking to do. He's queuing it up that way, anyhow.
Yep. There you go.
And there it is. Wow. He's got a good line there. Just a
Just
hair
a
of bottom
stop shot.
outside. Just a hair bottom outside. I think he's just going to squat right there. Bang.
Pow, right in the
Pow.
kisser.
Right in the kisser. Oh, this one's going to be like a plop right in the kisser. We don't want him to pow it too hard there. And executed well, and he is straight in on this 9 ball. Ryan Stevens looking to get to the hill. And he does.
There you go.
All right. Ryan Stevens going to the hill. Now,
So what do you have coming up for Ship to Cash?
my next event, I'd like it. I'd like to incorporate some new formats and new games. You know, that's usually our thing. But the next thing we're going to do is going to be a 1 pocket on the winner's side, banks on the 1 loss side. And we're still determining the date. You know, I kind of like to organically work with the scene, with the group of players, and see what people are doing, when they're doing, how they're doing, and kind of go off of those things. I don't like to just say, hey, this is what we're doing on this day, and hopefully you guys think it's a good idea. I like to talk to the player pool and get everybody's opinions and say, hey, you know, this is what I'm thinking. What do you guys think about that? And one pocket in banks is something that we need to do, and it's also going to help the scene too. We can't just keep playing 9 ball or 8 ball or 9 ball or
Yeah,
8 ball
changing it
or
up.
10 ball
No,
or something.
I like the idea you have, changing it up,
Yeah.
adding
So
different types of formats.
right. I also plan to be traveling a little bit in the coming months, and hopefully setting up some of our contender tournaments. I'd like to get 6 rooms, 5, and then Snookers, and that's definitely something that I'd like to see happen relatively soon. Excuse me one sec.
TJ Marshall, Rich Minichello Senior. TJ Marshall, Rich Minichello Senior, table 12.
Do you have any challenge matches set up?
Yes, actually, Mike Minichello, Richie's brother, we saw him earlier. Mike had beaten his previous 2 opponents. We came up with a little round of matches. He beat Joe Dupuis in the first match. The winner of that was to play Clayton Rocha, and Mike came up with that win also. Now we are waiting for our final match, which is going to be Mike Minichello versus Mr. Kid Delicious, Danny Basovich.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Is
going to
that
be.
scheduled yet?
It's not scheduled. Danny's on board, and he's behind what we're doing. He's been a fan since he's caught word of the things I'm doing over here, and he's a little far away, but we're going to see that coming up pretty soon. I told him I'd be busy this weekend, so we're looking to contact each other again on Monday and talk about details of the game and dates. So that'll be the next Open Division match anyhow. And by Open Division, it doesn't necessarily mean that someone is an open level player. It just means that it's open for pretty much any top amateur, just no top pros basically.
Okay.
But both players are looking for a challenge, and we think it's going to be an entertaining match for sure.
Nice. Now you do have a Facebook page.
I do.
That everybody should know about. That's where all the updates are.
Yep. You can also go to shiptocash.com. There's a lot of stuff on there. If you don't have access to Facebook, that's okay. You just go to shiptocash.com and go to the news feed page, and you can see all of the Facebook updates there. So. Okay, we got Rick Barrett coming up with a victory.
Wow, Richie comes up with a big kick shot there. Not sure if he has a shot at that 3-ball. Yeah, it looks like he does, but he is shooting over the 6. Oh, that was a good shot. That was
Left
a really
himself
good shot.
just enough of the 4 there to be able to pocket it comfortably, I think.
He might be able to come around the 9 and the 7. He pockets this ball. Well, he just took a peek to try to get his cue ball down where it is right now, so maybe another follow 2 rails around. Just a bit strong. I mean, he could try to cut it. I think if he cuts it in, his cue ball is going to kind of run into the 7. Another option is maybe bank the 6 to where the cue ball is now in that pocket. And his cue ball should hit the 9 at that point. Or just play safety, put the 6 ball in the back rail. And he elected the safe. Once again, this type of a kick, I like the two-rail kick here. More, you'll come out better in the long run than if you try to go one rail with this. There's more good things that can happen to you if you go two. And even though he did put that 6-ball in the hole, it still makes it a difficult shot for Richie. I don't know if he's going to be able to masse around that. He doesn't have to go full into the 6. He can hit just the rail just before. Then he's got to worry about this, where his cue ball's going. Yeah, that was deep. That ball was deep. I don't know how Ryan's going to play this, but I almost like getting shape for the 7 into the side pocket where he's standing right there on the right-hand side. Put the 6-ball in. So you're going to position, it's about a 6-inch position shot where you're shooting a 7 in that side pocket to the right where he's standing. Now, this is okay to do, but you got to make sure you get right on that, right where you want to be on that 7.
Ryan Stevens, 3 balls.
Yeah, straight draw here.
Just don't go in the drink.
That's
That's
a few times that I've seen him shoot with that draw stroke, and he loses his shooting accuracy.
You know what I was going to say? It almost looked like in his bridge hand, he had the closed bridge, but it looked like his stick had a lot of movement, like had a lot of room in there.
Yeah, I think it's because he's used to just like rolling the balls in type of thing. He doesn't have that power stroke down yet. Yeah, and that's something he's going to work on, but that's why I kind of like for him to try to get positioned in the side pocket and just roll the cue ball forward in that,
Now, Rich took a peek there, and he said it is not frozen. So, Ryan Stevens looking to just one rail kick very slowly, very soft, not trying to leave a shot.
Yeah, just roll up to the ball, touch it, and see what happens after that.
Oh,
yeah.
he went for everything there.
Yeah. Once again, our overhead view gets
A little fuzzy.
a little fuzzy.
Hey, some of our decisions are fuzzy sometimes.
That's for sure. I got up at 7 o'clock this morning.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Me
I'm
too.
not. I am definitely not a morning person. Oh, wow.
Wow.
I don't know. Was that inside English again?
It was. I got to say, though, it looked like he kind of just went quick. But the 7-ball managed to roll somehow close to the 8-ball again.
All right. So
he's got to do some kind of manipulating.
we're going to draw, slight draw, and zigzag that cue ball out. Or he could go 3 rails around. Or you could
I
shoot
think
straight
he plays
into
this
the 7.
inside and comes 3 rails out.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Well, actually, he didn't, but the other option there was to shoot straight into the 7, stop your cue ball, and let the 7 go 3 rails around. He would have had him stuck.
Yeah. That was definitely an option there.
Yeah, looks like Mike has to leave again for another ruling.
Hey Ray, what's the live stream? What's the live stream link?
Snookers Providence. If you go on to YouTube, Snookers Providence, or you can go to snookersri.com and there's a live feed there.
Okay.
Those two.
Okay.
If you go to YouTube, go search for Snookers Providence.
Okay.
Okay, folks, here we are. Action. Hill. Yeah, let's take a look at around our room here. We have Sam on table number 2. Shooting to win this game here. I got word that Mikey Minichello just won his match. Okay, expecting just a pop break here from Richie. Oh, he went with a cup break. He changed it up to a cup break on that one. Looks like his, he kind of looked at whether he's going to shoot that combo. So what are you going to do? Try to hold that cue ball? Yes, he is. I think we're shooting a combo here. You even got the possibility of making the 2 in the corner pocket. It's one of those 2 ways again where you get a shot the 2 and the 9. You don't have to call either ball here, so if one of them goes in, he shoots. Well, actually, if he makes the 9, he wins, but you may want to let his cue ball follow, just in case he does make the 2. Wow, okay. Somehow he made the 5.
Okay, so we are at a double hill now, huh?
Yeah, Richie
Double
just attempted a combo.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Best you can do is go order, take a shot.
Okay.
He stood up there. He was aiming with that inside, and then he got up.
Yeah, that 3 ball doesn't pass the 9, so it looks like you really can't draw much off of that 2 ball either, because you got to worry about the side. So to get down table, you got to do it with spin. And he may try to shoot the combination after this. I think that's what he was going to be going for.
And now Ryan has a little bit more of that rail to utilize here, so he could very easily just play this one, come back down the table, and play that 3-9 combination.
He could do that, or he could look to zigzag the cue ball to get position.
Again, though, using that much force, as we've seen in the past, I don't think he's comfortable playing shots like that. What's this going to come out like? He's going to leave that shot there. Leave Richie a clear shot.
Yep.
So there it is. First clear shot at the table.
I think he can follow this ball, avoid the 9.
Most definitely. Left himself a nice angle there so he can comfortably come up the table.
Yeah, just as long as you don't leave yourself straight on the 4 ball. Oh boy. Oh boy. Mike, we had one of those oh boys.
Oh dear. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay, Ryan. Now all 3 of those balls should be pocketed in the same pocket. So you're going to use a little bit of outside English here. He would love to be shooting the 7-ball in from where the cue ball is right now. That way he could draw and come 2 rails around.
I mean, as long as he rolls this nice and smooth, he should have a nice angle to get up there.
Yeah,
And he made that.
he did.
Now this is just some bottom stun it. Little bit of left English hit right above that side pocket, and he should be straight in on the 9-ball. Just kind of slide it over there. He has to maintain that line, though. He has to point directly there. And he's gotten there. He executed that nicely.
He did. He did.
Now this is where you got to take your deep breath. Ryan Stevens with the win.
Wow, wow.
Wow. Very nice. Very nice comeback there. That just goes to show you the skill set at their rank, what the outcome